We're good.
Keep shaking.
This is Kyle Palmieri, and you're listening to You Can't Do That. Hello. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Welcome back to the 5-hole. I am your host, Nicola Torres, with my co-host, Robert Hughes and Nick Natalie, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Stop.
Wow. The championship games were this weekend, and boy, did they stink.
Well, obviously we're
One of them did.
Well, yes, that's what I was.
Both
gonna
of
say.
them did.
No, it
That's
obviously
crazy.
it sucked with the
Oh, in terms
results.
of-
It
Yeah.
sucked with the results, but the Bills Chiefs game again did not disappoint because of how great of a game it was. Very disappointing that Josh Allen is still having the Chiefs live rent free in his head in the AFC Championship game.
Can't get it
For
done.
4 in the AFC Championship game. So definitely sucks for him
Guys,
going forward. But yeah.
some would say guy's a generational loser.
It seems like right now.
So
Yeah.
it seems like it.
And it's following the
I
time. It's
got-
following the time. Like 4 in a row, they lose in the like just like they did back in the early '80s for 4 in a row in the Super Bowl, losing 4 in a row. So
Over the weekend, I got criticized
oh
by my brother for actually saying that he's a generational loser
wow,
because
You can't get the big game.
he just can't.
okay, so I wanted to let's define that for a second. A loser, right?
Mhm.
One who does not win. Okay, he wins in the regular season. He can't win. He
No,
can't win in the playoffs.
That's just more
Yeah.
of like a
Well, he can.
choker thing.
He just can't get past the Chiefs.
I
It's
don't
not
think
even
he-
that he can't win in the playoffs; so he can't get past them.
But the problem with
So we can't win.
they
Yeah.
can't win. Like
Yeah.
if you can't win, you lose.
Now,
Generational losers like Jets, like
Sure.
yeah, that's what
Browns,
that's
yeah.
what I think of that. Now, again, I think this year may have been a little different than years past, where this team surrounding Josh Allen on both sides of the ball wasn't as good as it's been.
I disagrey.
You
I
dis-
think they had a great offense.
I do
Dude,
too.
I mean, they're dumb. Like they ran
defense
James
wasn't
Cook
that
like
good.
5 times.
The defense wasn't as good as.
Dude,
They
the
weren't
defense was the defense.
and then
was
they
pretty good.
lost. And they lost Benford. Benford's his
but-
name in the
But
secondary.
then look at Mahomes.
No,
Mahomes
I know,
is
but
doing
then
it
they
with
started-
Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown, and
Xavier Worthy.
Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that was nice in 2018. You know what I mean?
Apparently, it's
Hopkins
still
got a
apparently it's
resurgence.
still
Apparently-
pretty
well,
nice
I mean,
now.
it doesn't matter.
They're going
when
to
you-
the Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter when you have a lockdown defense and the
But
best
nobody's
quarterback.
Right, but
expecting
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Bills to
I
be
don't-
They lost. Who'd they lose? Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis, right? Or was
Mhm.
Gabe Davis 2 years ago?
2
anyways.
years ago. to the
Right. This
Jags.
year they had Khalil Shakir.
Khalil Shakir,
What's Dalton Kincaid?
Dalton Kincaid who dropped that.
Keon
pass.
Coleman,
Keon Coleman.
who
Like it's not
at first had a
great
slow
offense.
No,
start.
it's not a great thing, but they
Keon Coleman
tried,
got a lot better
They
as the
tried
season
the
went
number
on,
one
but-
wide receiver, and they just happened to get like the biggest diva in the league. But
Who? Keon Coleman?
no,
Oh.
Stephon Diggs.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
They tried the number
a
one
bum.
wide receiver thing.
Mhm.
It didn't work.
Do you think Do you think they have a big offseason?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No, I mean,
So I don't know how. I don't know what
I
their
don't know
cap
where you, I
situation
don't know where
looks
you
like.
go from there. Like you can't like who's a big wide receiver? I mean,
T
Higgins.
T
like,
Higgins will be
maybe.
available. That
Yeah,
would be
Adam.
interesting.
He's going to be a giant.
T Higgins?
He's a giant.
No, he's not. He's going to the Patriots.
He's a giant.
for the Packers. We're
Packers or
Right.
Pats.
I heard that. I heard the Giants are trying to get Stephon Diggs. That's what I heard.
Why? Well, we
What
have
I
a number.
heard.
We have a number
well,
one.
you
So
said he's a diva, so take him.
I'll
Yeah.
take the diva.
Okay.
Dude, we're already
Great.
screwed.
yeah,
Like to go
Make it
off
worse.
topic.
we're
to
turning
go-
into the Raiders. We'll take anyone.
to go off topic for hockey for a second.
Yeah.
we got the Islanders got Tony DeAngelo, who's like Stephon
like that
Diggs
guy.
on steroids.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I heard he's good in the locker room
Dude.
though. They said they
Yeah.
loved him.
Good in the locker room.
They just said recently, like he was like everyone's been really liking what his presence and stuff. Like,
So,
didn't you? I'm not
good-
crazy. I read that.
Good in the locker. He's gotten kicked off every.
No, I understand he has a
fought Alexander Georgiev.
No, I understand he has a
I
his
thought
track
own,
record.
his own goalie.
I'm not saying I didn't say he doesn't have a track record. I'm saying that recently, like as he got signed,
he's been recently the 4 days he's been an Islander.
no,
Has he played
before
yet?
he came,
Yeah.
like
Is he good?
He played.
Like,
He had a pretty good game.
he's a good
yeah,
player.
no,
he is a good.
not
He's a
terrible.
really. But he was struggling, and then he had problems with the coaching staff and problems with his teammates.
Yeah.
On the
Where
Rangers,
was he-
he
where
punched
was he
Alexander
before?
Georgiev.
Where was he before? Well,
KHL,
good. I'm
right?
happy.
He was on the KHL. Yeah,
Well, no, he was
And
in
he got-
Russia. Yeah,
he was in
okay.
Russia and he got kicked off the team. again.
Oh, he got kicked off them.
Yeah, he got kicked off the team because he flew back to
Oh.
America and didn't want to come back.
He did, well,
I don't blame
That'll-
him.
that'll do it, yeah.
That'll
maybe-
do it.
Maybe he's just a
Middle of a
certain-
war.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, they're invading a country.
Anyway, so like someone told, like not someone, Luke told me, he's like, Bill, watch out
For what?
for Tony
Oh, for
D'Angelo.
him.
And I was like, I love it. I was like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
We need the diva. We
That's
need
like the
someone to like
Trevor-
rile up the boys.
That's like the Trevor
sometimes
Bauer
you need
of
Trevor
hockey.
That's
sometimes
a
you
good comp.
sometimes you need Joe Kelly.
Speaking of
Sometimes.
him, he
Yeah.
just
You know what I mean?
re-signed with the Bay Stars, so he's
Yes.
going back to Japan. So I think that officially
Mexico
is
wasn't
like,
doing it for him.
Yeah, I know, right? The
yeah. I
Patriots
think he was
are
just
moving
making
on.
more money in Japan. I think it was.
Definitely.
I think he was just because he's realizing, all right, like this was probably the final nail in the coffin. Like I'm not going back to the majors, as much as people doubted it. Anyways, I think it's official now.
Do you think he ever pitches a ball in Major League Baseball?
No, I think that
I think he's
I think,
blacklisted.
I think
Yeah.
this was that.
Unfortunately, I mean, because we
think that
did.
was it.
I don't know if this is controversial or not, but he was found not guilty, right?
He was, yeah, he was
He's
like
innocent.
exonerated.
Yeah,
like
he was like he was found not
Yeah.
guilty
Just try
because
getting money out of him.
yeah,
with that girl.
there was like a lot of things. So I'm not saying anything like controversial, but like he was found not guilty. He should
wasn't.
be allowed back in the league because he's a good pitcher, but
No,
he's never
a
going to be
stud.
back.
no, he is a he is. A,
He's
It's so
a
sad.
great-
He's never going to come back.
He's 34 now. I mean,
I was about to just look up his age.
Yeah, he's not coming
Yeah,
back.
that sucks though. 'Cause he was a really good.
Shout
pitcher.
out Islanders, new Islander defenseman Scott Perunovich. I mean, I don't know. We gave
Who?
up-
Oh yeah,
we
yeah.
got
the
we
guy
got
from
the guy from the
St.
Blues.
Louis. Yeah.
he sucks.
never heard of him.
Yeah, he's
We
well. No, he's like
dude,
he was
we-
like the best player best player in college. Like he won the best player in college
Really?
like 5 years ago or something like that. Got drafted. Never really cracked the lineup with the Blues because I don't know.
They won like the cup.
He's also
maybe?
5'10". So.
Oh, it's a little
as a
tiny.
defenseman.
Yeah, it's a
he's a
little-
small boy.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, but he's a puck moving.
Martin-
He's a puck moving defenseman. Like he's not.
Martin St. Louis.
But his defensive stats aren't
like St. Louis.
awful. Like you put him
Wasn't
on
he
the
like 5'7"?
He's really short.
Yeah.
you put him on the Islanders, and he's like kind of like one of the better ones that we have, especially since we have like 10 people on the IR at the moment. Whatever, we're making the playoffs. We'll make the playoffs in like game 82 with like Robert Bertuzzi again.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
That was
Take him.
trash.
he's on your team.
He's horrible.
Yeah, dude.
He's
he-
on
he-
your team? No,
Yo, can I-
Bertuzzo.
let me
Bertuzzo was on our team. Bertuzzi's someone else.
no, Bertuzzi's on the Maple Leafs. He's talking about the same person.
Bertuzzo.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Bertuzzo.
he's
Yeah.
talking about the same person.
Think-
Think about this: game 82 against the Penguins. He
Oh.
clinched us a playoff spot because he scored.
He did?
Yeah,
He's so bad.
I know. We picked
I
him up
remember his
mid-season.
stats.
He's so slow.
16 games, 0 goals,
16 games.
two points, and a -2.
Yep.
He last played January 2nd.
Future Islander again.
Probably.
Welcome
my
home.
God.
Come
Yeah.
back.
How old are you? 50? Yeah, you got a spot.
Welcome back.
What number do you want?
Well, it doesn't. I mean, we had the worst luck. Like Mike Riley has a heart condition. Noah Dobson
Yeah.
broke his knee. Brian Pollock broke his shoulder.
Great.
I mean, Scott Mayfield's day to day for some reason today.
Yeah.
It's over.
Rather
It's,
have Baker back there.
it's over. We have Isaiah. We're gonna have a whole like Isaiah George, Dennis Chalowski, and
Oh, I
like
love it. The kick of, I like
Isaiah
I,
George. Isaiah George is phenomenal.
I was gonna say I actually like him. He's pretty good.
He's phenomenal. He's 5'10". He's short.
but he's athletic though.
Defenseman? What is it?
Yeah,
Defenseman.
He's
Could
like
skate
he's like
really well.
20 years old.
Skate
Mhm.
really well.
He's pretty good. Anyways, back to football. Yeah, so the Super Bowl's in 2 weeks after the most boring week of football. We're gonna watch the NFL Pro Bowl games because they're afraid to tackle each other.
What is it? Flag football, right?
Flag football,
and
they'll
then
do
the
like the
skills
target,
challenge.
the skills
Yeah,
challenge.
they do.
Skills.
They do
Skills
like
are alright.
dodgeball. They do some other
Precision
stuff.
passing.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
clean. Good catch.
What?
He said stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, yeah. So after the most boring week, shout out Malik Neighbors Pro Bowl.
Yes, he's a Pro Bowler. He deserves it.
Yeah. So next week, I mean, I know Connor doesn't agree with any of this because me and
Look at his face right
Yeah,
now.
he's
Oh
very
my
concentrated.
God.
he's very, he's smiling.
Determined. Those
So-
eyebrows, man. There's something.
But yeah, so Nick said sent something in our group chat like about it being boring, and I've been sending stuff obviously about the refs, and Connor doesn't agree with it, but I think the ref situation everyone's aware of, and I don't think it's a sheep mentality. I do think that people actually like I'm not looking at Twitter like realize like I'm watching the game and realizing
yeah.
like some things. I'm not saying the league's in a big conspiracy towards the Chiefs or anything like that. I think the refs just give them a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
They give them a little bit of leeway.
I just love the the video I put on my story of the video. It's like when Lavu's on the goal line and he keeps jumping over it. It's the video of the guy jumping at the judge.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Frankie Lou.
I can't believe that, which is crazy. It's been a rule for like 100 years. The refs were like, yeah, we're just going to give them a touchdown if they keep doing this.
Yeah, I think
I didn't even see.
that is a thing.
No.
Yo, they kept jumping over the tush
But
push,
the other thing is
right?
they keep doing.
They're at the 1 yard line, then the half yard line. They keep getting closer and closer, and they're right there trying to do the tush push, and they keep jumping over and doing the and getting an offside. The refs were like, announced to the crowd, we've informed the Eagles if they do it again, we're giving them a touchdown.
The Commanders.
No, they told the Eagles like we can give you a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
If the Commanders keep jumping over, we can just give you a touchdown.
Yeah.
And they told the thing, and like now there's memes about.
But
like,
you know what? The other thing too is
Patrick
if you were
Mahomes being
watching,
like,
But they didn't get a touchdown because of that, right?
No,
they ended up
ended
scoring.
not.
Just
But you know
normal.
why? Because after they did that, they stopped hard counting.
Yeah.
That was what they were doing. Up until that point, he kept jumping over because Jalen Hurts just kept hard counting him
That
and moving
play-
forward. So like everyone's like, why is he doing that? I was like, because he's timing it and then the guy's faking him.
Yeah,
So it's not like he's
exactly.
just calling it and going.
this guy, this play, we've talked about it for years, 2 years now, 3 years now. This
Tush
play
push.
is going to get banned.
What?
Somehow.
The tush push?
Somehow.
Do you think it should be though? I don't think
No.
so.
I don't think it should because it
I don't think
only-
so.
Find
don't
an
let
answer.
don't let them get on the four. Don't get on.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
let them get on the.
You
1
shouldn't
yard
be
line.
able to hard count it.
They could do that, but it still wouldn't matter. They would
Yeah,
score
whatever. I
every
don't
single
know.
time.
I don't know.
I mean, you saw it. Like, I just don't get why other teams aren't doing it.
Chiefs stopped Bill Allen.
Yeah, I don't get.
Yeah.
that's
They
because
did it.
that's because
Oh
theirs.
my
is weird.
god.
Theirs
Bills.
isn't the same one. Like,
Yeah, because he likes to go to the left and then
yeah,
go.
yeah, he
But
likes
it's
to
not
guard
like
it.
Jalen where he's just behind the center.
and he's
but
just
then
like,
again, up
tucking
until
underneath the dude's
but
legs.
also up until this year or whatever recently, the guy in front of him was the best offensive lineman on that team.
and they just replace him
was
with
Jason
another Pro Bowler.
yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So
The
it was
Eagles.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
And
talking
now
about- I
it's
thought
this
you were
other
talking
guy.
about
no, the Eagle center. Like they
Yes,
just replace him
Jurgens.
with
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
It
So
was- what's it
maybe
called? What's his name?
Jurgens.
yeah, maybe Josh is
but I
just
think he
trying
was.
to
I don't
go-
think he was playing yesterday. I think
He was
I think it was.
half,
I think it was
yeah.
Dickerson.
Yes.
I think that's
someone-
his name.
another Pro Bowl.
I think that's his
probably.
back. They're all good. All
always
their
have a good
offensive
line.
linemen are good.
They've had a good O line since like the Nick Foles Super Bowl.
They've always
That's
had the
true.
best.
Isn't that so
they've
fun?
always had.
Everyone's got a good line but us.
They've no. There's teams.
Dude, we
bad
got the
O-lines.
bouncers from Specs on our offensive line.
There's bad offensive lines out there. Very bad offensive.
And we
lines.
are one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
you know
God!
what
Don't say
I-
for the 14 for
I
14
know.
games this year we were above average. Don't say that. For
mean, we
like
were.
the last like 6
we were.
years.
We were until Andrew Thomas got hurt.
For the last 6 years, we were like
Yeah. No.
terrible. We
I'm
were
not
the
disagreeing.
pinnacle of. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, we're bad. We
Like-
have bad
Yeah.
offensive line. It's just so weird that like
Uh,
the Eagles hit on every single pick, and that's something we were talking about
good
before the show. They just have like their GM's like probably the best GM in the league. They just always hit on every single like
It must be nice.
2 rookie corners, Pro Bowl, like
Studs.
definitely studs, all like first team.
Where the white man at? Where the
Like,
white corner's at?
Yeah, I know.
The
Steve
Steve Har-
is just like
the
this guy's,
Steve
this guy's
Harvey joke's
making
so
a future
funny.
for us.
He is. He's paving the
He's
way.
paving the way.
Oh yeah. What? You're up next?
I'm up
We're
next.
up,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
Draft.
I
Let's have
could-
a combine. Let's do it.
The undrafted
If we
free
had a
agent
com-
out of Iona, Nico Latoris.
How you doing?
has
Never
been,
played,
has
haven't
been
played
signed
football.
by
I
the
played flag football for 2 years. 1
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
kid's gonna be moving like a sloth.
I would lock you down on any route.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Let's set that up.
Okay.
We'll do it in the hallway.
we do that
like the
one?
walking one.
Yeah.
Where they, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's do that.
The speed walk?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I
I'll
love that.
lock
I
you
love
down.
those videos.
Um,
Oh man. But
Of course, my dad likes that.
Shut out. He goes, Nick, it's funny where the white corner is at."
I'm happy someone gets my sense of humor.
Yeah, you're not funny.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm very according to French Bulldog, I am. So
Alright.
I take that.
There we
That
go.
is I'm taking that with, a heavy I don't know.
Heavy heart.
Heavy heart.
I don't
No,
know.
no, I'm taking that
Alright,
a lot.
so
I was
anyway.
I was thinking the opposite of a grain of salt. That's what I was thinking of.
A big piece of pepper.
That's even
opposite of
worse.
grain of salt. I deserve that. I deserve that.
A big piece of pepper.
A grain of salt was the
What was
opposite.
that?
Big piece of pepper.
Oh my god, what was that?
Okay, anyways.
I have to go.
Yeah, anyways. bring it back to what we're here for.
Oh
God. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this Super Bowl, despite some people, he's not there right now, but
You
No.
looked at him like,
yeah,
Dude,
besides
he
some
had-
people, it's going to be.
That-
It's not going to be fun for anyone.
I really don't care who wins.
Yeah, I don't.
I do not care.
I just want to see Kendrick. I
We
said
do
that
not
before.
care.
I just want to see Kendrick Lamar.
You don't care who wins, like so you would be whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree. I think if they either win, I mean, Chiefs. I gotta
Well, it's
root.
different for you guys, as Giant fans.
I gotta root for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm a big Swiftie this week.
first in time and only week ever.
Oh,
Only
me
week
too.
ever. I hate her.
Me too.
Anyways, but I
Awful
just-
human.
I think awful
Taylor
human.
Swift.
Awful human.
Okay, so
No,
I'm gonna make a
we're
take
not
on
having
this.
a Taylor Swift.
No.
conversation. It's
One
not
take.
happening.
One take on this. I don't think it's all her. I think it's also just the media
Oh,
itself.
100%. Yeah.
That's
But she knows how to
inflating
feed-
it
but
like
she knows how to feed
crazy.
into it.
No, I
You
agree.
see her in the booth.
Yeah,
I know.
I
Going
know.
like that,
yeah.
With Brittany
No
Mahomes.
one thinks. No
But
one acts
it's also
like
the
that.
media too that like just pours into it like crazy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she
sure.
doesn't even need to try.
But she's part of the media. Like
No.
she understands what's
Yes.
going on and she knows how to manipulate
But
it.
if
She's
I hear
getting
Chris
the most
Collins
out
will
of
say it again, I'm gonna blow my brains out. Honestly,
I just can't stand seeing her.
I
Little
know.
Mahomie.
Oh my god.
It's better than last year because last year was very bad.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
sick of
gotten
seeing it.
less. Oh, I'm glad
Taylor
he.
Swift doesn't care about a Xavier Worthy touchdown.
No.
No,
She doesn't know who he is.
She doesn't know who Xavier Worthy is.
I don't even think
Trust
she know.
this.
I don't even think she knows what Texas is.
No, she doesn't know. She doesn't get the touchdown. She doesn't.
Can we
No.
just talk about how much I hate the Kelsey brothers too?
Ooh.
Two biggest
Okay,
morons on the
I
planet.
love Jason Kelsey.
I do too.
Moron.
I love him.
I love
I
it.
hate Jason
I
Kelsey.
love-
I
I
love-
with a passion.
I think that I used to like Travis Kelsey. I used to like him a lot because I used to say he might be one of the best tight ends that's ever played.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
He's a
now
good-
I
he's good.
can't stand him.
No.
But
Jason
I-
Kelsey.
and,
I
then,
like.
and then I've done some like research. Like he's always trying to do this.
Mhm.
His entire career, he's always been trying to do what he's doing right now. He just hit the jackpot somehow.
Yeah.
He was on he had a dating show.
Yeah.
He did.
He had his own dating show, right?
Yes.
Before he had his own dating show where it was kind of weird. He's trying to get into movies all the time. He's always like trying to act or whatever, thinking he's like you're a football player, just play football.
Yeah.
He's like the
play
DJ
football.
Pauly D of the
Shut up and
NFL.
troll.
And then that play the other day, like where he's like in the guy's face and he's
Yeah.
taunting him, and there's no flag for the taunt, but as soon as the guy comes in and pushes him away, there's a taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
There's a
course.
flag. He's very like, and when he
Enough with the post game. I get it. You got the championship trophy. You're trying to rile
And
the
now
whole
he's, like,
crowd.
singing.
Connor's
singing.
agreeing with the Jason Kelsey,
Oh,
slander.
thanks for getting me a sandwich. I don't want anything. Thank you.
This guy's eating over here.
Dude, he just got it all over
Munching.
the glass. Did you see that too?
Yeah, it's just
Oh
spit
my
on the glass.
lord. Like a hockey player with his tooth.
Spitting chiclets.
Yeah, literally.
spitting
Chips.
Yo, talk
Good
about
podcast.
a unbearable podcast sometimes.
Well, because he hates the
Why?
No. He hates
Paul
the Islanders.
Business hates the
Hates
Islanders. Paul
the
Business
Islanders with
hates
passion.
the Islanders.
There's a
That's my
bias.
boy.
There's a bias there. He hates the
Chill out
Islanders with a
I'm a
burn passion.
loser, so I'm a loser, obviously. And I was like,
I'm a loser.
I'm a loser. 2 nights ago, I was watching like the Bo Horvat reaction to the trade, like 2 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
and like it was on Spinning Chicklets, and I saw the clip of it again. It's like 2 a.m. I'm watching 2-year-old Islander highlights. But
Wow.
I
Holy
do
cow.
that. I do that more times than you think.
That's rough.
But anyways, I saw the Spinning Chicklets thing, and Paul Bisnet was like, "Wow, oh my, Lou did something. He, this is the most boring team, and I hate him because like you barely cracked an NHL lineup, like
He's an enforcer.
like
what do they call him?
but he's not.
Paul missed the
Good
net.
enforcers stay on the team.
Yeah.
He was with us for a couple years.
Paul missed the net.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean that's what he was signed up to do.
But he's not a
Missed
good
the net.
enforcer
Yeah.
either.
bad.
You know
He's
who's
a
a
bad
good enforcer? Cal Clutterbuck.
oh my lord.
Good enforcer. He has the
I-
most hits in NHL history,
True.
He does.
and he's a stud.
I like Kyle Clutterbuck.
Oh, so
Stud.
some Mets news
Oh boy.
about Pete.
We almost got Pete Alonso, but
The
Scott
final-
Boras hates us.
Well, apparently
Jays
the
got
Mets
him.
have given him his final offer,
Oh boy.
$70 million for 3 years with deferrals as well as an opt-out after the first year.
Throwback to like 4 years ago when people were like, "He's better than Judge." It's my favorite conversation
Okay,
I've ever.
I
had
was
in my
not part of
life.
that crowd.
You're a liar.
No, I'm dead ass.
I didn't know you then, but you're a liar.
I
You said
on
that once. In your life.
God. No.
Okay. I've
Judge-
met a lot of Met
Judge-
fans who have said that, and
I understand. And Judge is a completely different animal.
You're
He's
right.
always been. He's always been. That's why he deserves more money. That's why he deserves more years. That's why he's the captain of the New York Yankees, and it's not Pete.
It's so funny. Like
That's
Pete
why
Alonso,
everyone
like,
thinks it's Francisco Lindor,
honestly,
not
I'd
Pete.
rather have him on the Mets. I don't want him on the Blue Jays. I don't want to deal with that.
That's
Alonso?
a third. That's three
Huh?
big bats now in Toronto.
Yo, you're
Vlad, Santander, and him. That's not terrible.
That'd be deadly.
That's not. I
It's a
wouldn't
good
say.
Three, four,
team.
five.
It's a good team.
It's a good team.
The AL East is pretty good this year. The Red Sox are a pretty good team.
I've said that too.
The Red Sox
sneaky.
are a pretty good team.
They're a
And if
sneaky
the
good
Dodgers
team.
become a good team, I'll be scared.
If who?
Um,
The Blue Jays.
If the Blue Jays, sorry, if the Blue Jays.
I was like, they are
if the
already
Blue
a good
Jays
team.
become a good
I know
team,
they are,
And they're better.
They're on the
Great.
doorstep of the playoffs.
No, I agree. Yeah, their number
AL
one
East is
op.
gonna be tight this
Yeah,
year.
the number one op out of last year hasn't done a literal thing. Besides, the Blue. I'm talking about the Orioles.
Yeah.
But
No,
two
yeah,
other
but-
teams.
Gary
Who?
Sanchez.
Yeah,
That's
Gary
what they got.
Sanchez.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But yeah,
But
if you-
other than
if
that, like,
you guys wound up with Pete Alonso somehow, Scott Boras completely ruined that entire situation for both
listen,
sides. I don't even think he wants to be in that.
I don't know what he wants to do.
I know you feel like he'd be back, right?
I think he wants money, but I
But he
really think,
he
like for everyone
And it's not
saying
like
that
the Mets
he,
didn't
he
wanna
had a
pay
good
him.
season, for everybody going
I don't
back
believe
2
that.
months ago
I don't-
saying he had a good season
That's
because of the
not me.
playoffs. Obviously, he did. He can't even find an MLB team right now.
No, I agree. Other teams have
mean, yeah,
traded
he had a good year.
other Josh
Alonso?
Josh
Not really.
Naylor
He
was.
had a really bad regular season.
I will
That's
say
crazy.
this.
Really
So
bad.
so the numbers
He did. The numbers don't the numbers don't what's it
the
called?
numbers don't look
do it
terrible.
justice.
The numbers don't look
The
terrible.
numbers don't do it justice.
Look up
It's not a bad year.
look up his
The-
look up high leverage situations.
Yeah, the numbers don't do it
If you want
justice.
to go into specifics.
But
Yes,
that's what I
don't-
mean. There were so
It's
many
not a bad
times
year though.
there were so many times this year when all I needed or the Mets needed was a fly
Yeah,
ball
but
to
doesn't high
tag.
leverage count the playoffs? He was good in the playoffs.
He was really good in the playoffs.
But that's when it started for some reason.
That's a good
Throughout
thing.
the entire I
It's a good
agree.
thing.
I'm not saying that there's nothing. I'm not taking away what he did in the playoffs, but throughout almost the entire regular season, there were so many times with runners on late in the game. The Mets are either
He was
up by a
having a-
run,
he
they're
was-
down,
yeah,
they're
he was-
tied, a close game, and you just need a base hit or a fly ball. I'm not asking for a 400-foot home run.
Fielding was very bad. Base running was very bad.
Well, that's as advertised.
I mean, that's normal. But batting average very low, but he is normally low.
yes,
Sweet spot very bad. Squared up very bad. Whiff
yeah.
I mean, he
bad.
had the same
whiff was
OPS
bad.
as last year.
There's so many times he did nothing, not even a fly ball to tag a runner. It's like, come on, like just we don't need a home run every time. Just get the ball and play and do something. I'm not asking you for even to get on sometimes, and he doesn't do
this
anything.
is one of his like worst
Yeah,
batting seasons.
this
he's
is one
had.
of the worst
Yeah.
years for him. And the Mets before this
If
season,
that's his worst year though, that's a great year for 99% of people.
as
Yeah, but this is a
you have to
guy that
realize,
wants to-
like at
this is a guy
halfway through the season, Mets fans were calling for his head. Like they wanted him
Yeah.
sent to the moon.
because
in
there
terms
was
of what though?
there were so many
Everything-
times.
I don't know. I'm not watching Mets baseball, but
So
that's what I
explain?
got. Please.
There were so many
That's
times
not- you're
it
you're
was
not convinced me that's a bad year. That's a good
garbage,
year.
but it's so much garbage time. Then it became ironic at the end of the year when they're playing the Phillies. They're up 10-0. Roger Clemens' son is at the plate and he hits a ball 412
So
to
how
center
does-
field. It's like we don't know. We needed you in the third inning or the game before in the fifth inning when we had 2 runners on and it's a 1-run
You see what I'm
game.
saying?
There
so
was
how does he have the same OPS plus as last year? And he had a bad year in
But
2023
I think
as well.
I think
no.
from Mets
He's been
fans,
declining.
I think from Mets fans, it's
What?
perception.
No,
know what I mean?
it's just been the
What?
it's the high leverage
What are you even
situation.
talking about?
I
The
think
times we've
I think
needed
from
him
Mets fans,
declining.
The time that we've needed him most, he hasn't stepped up in the past 2 years.
I think for Mets
right, but
fans,
that,
it's
that
perception.
soils his whole year. No way.
No, it doesn't soil the whole year, but it happened the entire year. Every time late in a game, pretty much you needed him, he wasn't going to show up. But when you're up 6 runs and it's the 8th inning,
but
he'll hit one out.
Doesn't the playoff run make up for that? He was a beast in
Not
the playoffs.
entirely. Not entirely.
Absolutely, it's
Not
way,
entirely.
that
Yeah, but
counts way more than the regular season.
I think it counts, but I also thought that they would give him a contract or someone would give him a
All right,
contract,
so-
but
so-
for some reason,
But
it
no
fell.
one has.
Paul Goldschmidt won the MVP 2
Also-
years ago. Horrible in clutch situations. He had a bad year. No way. See,
No.
you had no answer. You're speechless.
Don't look at me.
I just
I'm
think
agreeing.
he's
with you.
also
I'm
been-
agreeing with both of you. I don't watch Met games.
He's also
I
been
agree.
declining.
I'm-
He's never had the year that he had when he first came up. He's never
That
had
was the
that.
juice
I'm not-
ball year.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
50
not.
homers.
I'm not
I
agreeing
know.
with you.
I know it was a lot, but this year
He's
with
not
the
declining.
Look,
What are we talking
can I
about?
tell you what it is?
but apparently
As
everyone
Met
else
fan-
thinks so. So
Met
it's
fans?
not even.
What?
It's
Met fans, I think for them, they have a weird standard of what's going on, and as soon as the majority perspective on him began to drop, everybody
No,
started hating him.
I've been on this
Dude,
train.
it's been true. Like
Everyone's been saying
halfway through the season, you guys all hate him, and then you get to the playoffs, and everyone loves him all of a sudden, and then you're like, we have to bring him back.
No, I didn't say that. Not on a long-term deal. You want to re-sign him for a year or two?
I'm not talking about the contract length. Scott Boras completely ruined that situation.
Yeah.
But I can agree with Robert saying like he's not an awful player, but every Met fan thinks he's bad.
Good. He's not great. I'm not saying he's a terrible player, but I'm not going to give him what he wants, which is like 8-9 years, 200 and something million.
He's also
no. You want to give him a 3-year deal, 70 to 90 million dollars a year, like, or not a year. I'm sorry. Oh, in total. You know what? You understand what I'm saying? I know. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But also, not to mention, the Mets at the beginning of the year gave him a 6-year, $160-ish million deal. He turned it down. He said he's going to bet on himself, and he had the worst year that he's had. So
Scott Boras.
Not saying it wasn't a bad year.
I just think it's
but for his standard, he had the worst year of his career.
It's fan bias. That's what it is. In a bad way.
That's his worst year. Then
it's fan bias. He's not a bad MLB player, like in the slightest. I think that you guys wanted to kill him halfway through the year. Am I wrong in saying that?
I'm sorry.
And the majority of the fan base wanted to kill him halfway through the year.
Because at that point he was like abysmally bad. He got better. It started off like I don't know if you could pull it like his first half stats, but it was like terrible. It was way worse than that. No home runs, high strikeout rate, not good contact. Like,
but he's kind of always had that.
No, I know, but it was really bad. It was, and again, that also cures to the Mets themselves because they started off slow entirely. So I'm not saying it was him in particular, but
how you finish though?
Exactly.
First half doesn't. Yeah.
No, I agree to that. But the Mets were calling for the Mets fans were calling for his head in the beginning of the year because
it's his worst on base percentage.
Yeah, he bet on himself.
2020, but that was
he bet on himself, had the worst year, and then he's wanting crazy amounts of money that. One, the Mets aren't trying to give him, and two, no one else is giving him. So there's no reason
giving him.
No one is giving, so
except for the Blue Jays. But the Blue Jays they're grasping at everything they can because they've missed on every single person.
There's a few Mets fans that I've seen that are
lower on base last year when he had 46 homers.
I'm saying percentile wise.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm looking at Savant. Yeah,
but I just think that it's not that the people on the Mets don't want him back. Well, people on the Mets want him back now, but. They want him back.
They want him back now. If
he goes, there's no issue.
It depends on what he goes for.
It
depends.
At this point, they're desperate for him. Wait, at this point, you guys are desperate for him just because you've done nothing else. That's the reason that you guys want him so bad.
We've done nothing else.
You got Soto. Yes. Top number one. Yes. You got Soto. You've done nothing else.
Minter. I'm not saying they're great moves.
Clay Holmes starting pitcher.
We re-signed Manaea. We brought Manaea back.
Yo, it's so funny. Did you watch was it the AJ Minter like presser? Like when Clay Holmes and
what with him on Texas A&M in college?
No. Clay Holmes and
that video is very
Frankie
funny.
Montas were on stage with him. I don't know if it was AJ
Frankie Montas.
But yeah, they were both on stage. All three pitchers were on stage, right? And he's like, they ask him, they're like, "Oh, what do you think about the fans here?" And he's like, "Oh, I love the fans here better than the people cross town."
Oh yeah,
you got two former Mets on the stage, and the only thing you're thinking about is the Yankees. Little brother behavior, small little brother behavior.
Doesn't help.
That's some Atlanta stuff.
What?
I said that's some Atlanta stuff. I guess they hate the Yankees.
That's just he's a Met, and he's like, oh,
everyone. He's been a Met for like 3 weeks.
Wait, I'm a Met, and all other Mets talk about the Yankees. Got to talk about the Yankees, I guess, right? People are like comparing lineups. Like, come on, cut it out.
Oh, my Lord.
Cut it out.
Whatever. I don't really care.
Talk about the best.
So go through. You talk about the second. Let's compare you guys' lineups.
Oh, what do you want to start? You want to start lineup? Or you want to start?
You should go over each one.
Yep. There's a graphic I saw.
And the Mets, but also remember in the offseason, the Mets addressed their lineup more than I agree. I think they need to.
You have the second highest payroll in the league.
No, it's lower.
Nope.
Look it up.
Nope.
Why won't you look it up?
I want me to look it up?
We dropped to like 10.
Maybe it was over the past 3 years. Maybe that was the thing I saw.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
1.4 billion.
It's like we're lower. We're not like 2 or 3.
Nope, number one. Number one actually. Yeah, number one.
Active payroll.
Yeah, active variable, number one.
Active payroll. That's total payroll. Active payroll. You guys are like 80 million above us.
That's you're number
Oh,
three.
No.
I mean, what are you talking about here?
Yeah, because we dropped to 10 before Soto. I knew we weren't number one.
Before Soto, and then you spent $800 million on someone. You know what I mean?
guys almost
What's
did
the
too.
lineup? I would have. Lineup Yankees. I would have, because then he's hitting behind the best player in baseball, second best player in baseball.
Do you think Shohei pitches
it.
well this year? So just
He might.
Limited.
He's
right?
he's
it's going to be very limited. I
he's a
agree. Do
unicorn,
you think
but
he'll
he's
be
a-
like an opener kind of deal?
I don't know.
What if he's like the close? Imagine he's a closer. No,
That
they have
would be
Kirby
fun.
Yates.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Tanner
So-
Scott. Too.
Let's start. This is not in order of
Yeah,
not
it's
batting
just,
orders.
it's just
p-
positions.
position.
Well,
Alright,
this is
let's
and again,
compare 'em.
this is before
Catcher Austin Wells,
this is
Francisco
bef-
Alvarez.
this is before Pete. Okay, we're not adding this, no Pete.
Because you don't
on this.
have
no,
Pete.
because you don't have Pete. I agree.
you don't have
That's what I'm
Pete.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Catcher Francisco Alvarez, Austin Wells.
Let me look at Alvarez.
I think it could go.
I was gonna say it's kind of even.
It's
It's kind of even.
It's
I do
fairly
like.
even. They're both very young.
I think Austin Wells really stepped up defensively this year, and is Francisco Alvarez not really good defensively, right?
He's not bad.
He's not
He's
bad.
been getting better
But
at throwing
what's his
guys out.
frame? I don't know what his
He-
frame rate is, but
Actually, it's pretty good.
yeah.
He's been working on that.
Austin Wells was supposed to be only offensive heavy, but he really stepped up his defense. So I'll
It-
give it to.
Give it a
it's-
wash.
It's
Give
a
it a wash.
wash.
Give it a wash.
They're both like rookies. They're both young.
First baseman Goldschmidt, Vientos.
Vientos is a better player.
Vientos is a better player
Yeah.
just because he had a great season this year.
Mhm. And he's
Um,
not bad at first too. I've seen him play. He played a
Second
lot in the
base-
minors.
Second base, Jazz Chisholm gets the lead over McNeil. McNeil's awful. He's an awful player. Don't even
Yeah,
get
He's
it.
not
now-
awful. He's not
nowadays.
great.
He's an
yeah.
awful player.
He used to be
nowadays.
really good. I agree.
Lindor, Volpe,
Lindor.
Lindor, Beatty, Cabrera. Can I be honest with you? This is nothing to do with me being a Yankee biased. I think Brett Beatty is awful.
I agree.
Stinks.
And I think
agree. But also-
Oswaldo Cabrera, the fact that he's like, a utility dude, but he's also like he gives a little bit like energy. I give him the edge.
He's better.
But
I
I
guess
Yeah,
don't
switch
think
hitter.
I don't
Switch
think it's going to be Beatty though throughout the season. I know this is
I
what this
I
lasts.
don't think it's going to be Oswaldo.
I agree. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be Beatty
So,
because they have.
Wash it? I don't know.
I would
They
give,
have-
I would give because
I think that's subject to change
it's
for
sub-
both
it's sub-
teams.
it's subject to change, but
For
the
both
Yankees,
Based on this, we'll
based
go
on
Cabrera,
this,
I guess.
I would go Cabrera.
All right.
Okay,
Nimmo, Bellinger. I mean,
they're both really good.
Bellinger had a decent, okay year.
he had a
What did Nimmo
Bad
do?
year.
It's close.
he had a bad year in his way.
Bellinger.
The guy won an MVP.
Bellinger.
Bad year last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's fallen off since then.
It was
MVP.
okay.
I know
What
you're not
What did
paying
Nimmo
him.
do last year?
Pull it up.
I got
He didn't have a,
Against-
he didn't have a
I have
terrible
a-
year.
I have
He's
a
like
He's a
couple.
consistent.
He's a little streaky of a player. Like he'll get hot
I
and
have
he'll
a
go on
Savannah.
a tear.
Yeah, he had a 240, 244, 408 slugging.
we could say they're even. I
He
guess.
gets on base a lot too. Like he's a guy that he's got good he got
Can I
good
get
speed.
something else?
He gets on base.
Yeah, he had a rough year. He had a
Who?
really bad-
Bellinger?
Bellinger had a
All right,
bad
so
year,
you
yeah.
want to give it to Nimmo?
I would.
It's close.
It's close.
It's close.
I would give it a
Even?
wash.
Yeah.
I'm not. If we're
I
basing it
would
off
give it.
player,
I
not
would
bad
give it to
year.
Nimmo by a hair, but I agree that
Okay.
it is a close race.
I'll take that.
That's fine.
Jose Siri Dominguez. Again, don't know.
Siri's a better player right now.
Mhm.
Siri's
But
better
he's
player right
also
now,
a
but you don't know what
short term.
Dominguez
He's a
is.
short term fix. Again, the Mets have a lot of guys coming through the system to that. Like third base is going to be someone else. Center field.
I would
is
give it a
prob-
wash.
But
'Cause you
have
don't
to
know.
go right now.
You have
though.
to go right
Siri-
now. Yeah,
Siri's
you
a better
keep-
player.
keeps giving
I
washes,
know.
man.
No, I didn't. What do you mean? I just
Siri's a
gave you
power
Nimmo.
threat.
I just gave you.
You
Nimmo
did give me Nimmo.
I just
Okay,
gave
because
you
you said a
Nimmo.
wash, and I said I would give
Aaron
Nimmo
Judge,
by a hair.
Soto, Judge by a mile.
By a I don't know about a
By
mile.
a mile, dude. Come on.
I agree overall,
By a mile.
but they're
Not
still
by a
great.
mile.
But
By a mile. He's a better player by a mile.
not by a
Judge?
mile, but I agree he's a better
Soto?
player.
Yeah, he's
He's
dude,
older.
You're talking about a guy who had 900 slugging.
Look at the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not what we're
but
talking about. We're talking about a better player.
How much better? Like he's not that. He's better than him.
I
but not like-
agree. I agree
Dude,
that
he's so
Judge
much
is a
better.
better player.
All right.
Judge wins that one, but not by what you're saying.
Stanton, Winker, Stanton.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, and again,
I think the Yankees have a better.
but there
line.
is both lineups are going to change. I think third base
Sure.
for both teams is going to change. I don't think Brett Beatty's the spot. I think it's going to be like a Mauricio. If they don't get it, it depends on what they do with Pete, right? Obviously, that dictates a lot,
Yeah.
right? You bring Pete
When you're
back.
starting pitching and bullpen.
Jack Flaherty's still available.
Cut it out.
I don't need an ace.
Oh, we know. Well, but you need multiple pitchers.
Why are you doing images?
Because I wanted to see the graphic, but
I
it's not
agree what
coming
you're
up.
saying.
I guess I just have to. Let me just pull up.
Got
Yankee.
chart, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I'll just look up.
Yeah, I could pull up the Mets on this one. That's fair.
Time's up. All right. Here we go. So obviously Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole. Who would you say before we say anything? Who would you say is your number one pitcher? Is it Manaea or is it Senga?
It's kind of like a 50-50 just because Senga didn't really play.
I know, but just in terms of comparison,
I would give it to Senga.
Senga
For now,
Senga,
but again-
Cole.
Yeah.
Cole's
Mhm.
the best pitcher in the AL. Maybe.
Yeah, well, Crochet might be
Maybe
Crochet
Maybe.
might be
Maybe.
something, man.
I'm saying maybe, but he's always up there in terms of he could win
he
the
is,
Cy Young.
he
Right?
is, he
Top
is,
10.
he
Yeah.
is. So, but yeah, no, against the Mets, yeah, I agree.
This has it not.
That's not the right
Max
one.
Fried
You want to go
or
Manaea.
Max Fried.
Fried, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
cut it out.
They're both. It's close.
Manaea
but
had one good
it's
year in
not
his career.
okay, but you
Um,
still can't not credit him on that.
Two,
Fried's gotten hurt.
I like. I mean, I think I would do Luis Hill.
Over who?
Wait, what is this?
Oh, over Rodon.
In your
three.
order. I'm sorry. I'm just
Luis Hill,
confused.
I think would be 3.
Yeah,
I would go, yeah. Luis Hill would be 3. Who's your 3?
I would-
Frankie Montas or Clay Holmes?
No, David Peterson.
Okay, David Pearson. All right, Luis Hill won Rookie of the Year. Luis Hill.
Yeah.
4 would be Carlos Rodon.
Oh yeah, but I saw Clark Schmidt. I forgot about Rodon. Never mind.
So Rodon would be who? Well, who would your 4th be? Would it be Clay Holmes?
Yeah, I have no idea about Griffin.
So
Canning.
let's just stop here. It's a wash.
No, I agree, but
Yeah, all 5 pitchers.
I agree that I hope that the Mets can still do something.
All
And I hope
all
that they
5
do.
starters on the Yankees are better than all 5 starters on the Mets. Like in order, in comparison.
Okay,
In
yeah,
terms
you
of
gotta
head- yeah.
you gotta
Head to-
say
head-
that.
no,
Yes,
sorry,
head to head.
I know. I realized. I don't mean
Okay.
that. I do think Kodai Senga's better than like Carlos Rodon, but
Yeah.
Bullpen. This doesn't have it in order, which is very annoying. Let's just start
with
start
the closers.
We'll start with the closers: Edwin Diaz or Devin Williams. Devin Williams, the best closer in the league.
Yeah, but it's close. They're
is
both
close.
very
It's
good.
close, but
They're both
Edwin-
very
but
good.
Edwin
No, he's not
Diaz,
the best. Devin Williams?
he's one of the best. I mean, this year he
One of
came
the
up-
best.
He was
and
hurt
this
last
year he
year.
came off.
They
like,
both have top
He's hurt.
tier A-list closers.
I think it's Devin Williams though.
Yes, but
currently because Edwin, like obviously the injury and whatever,
Yeah.
coming off the injury and blah blah blah. Right now, I'm saying.
Mhm, but they both have like A
Potential.
closers. You have
Yeah.
a guy. You have shutdown guys.
See, this is like it's not in order, so I
Yeah,
don't,
it's
I don't
very
know. It's weird. It's weird, but we could just go like, who would be your Luke Weaver?
Our setup man right now. Go back to the. Okay.
Like Reed Garrett?
Yeah, Reed Garrett.
Minter?
Oh yeah, AJ Minter. I think would be that guy.
Okay, so AJ Minter, Luke Weaver.
Again, that's like kind of, I don't know. Like,
It's close.
It's weird because Luke Weaver's like
he's never been that good
he's
before.
never been that good before.
Right.
He had
It's
a
like
great
similar
season.
to like Manaea. Like where he
Yeah,
had,
no,
you know,
it's
he
weird.
just he stepped
If you
up.
want to give it to Minter, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
I just personally think like if he keeps it going, he could be like
Mhm.
one of the best setup
Right,
guys in the league. I mean, he was one of the best closers in the playoffs.
No, I agree.
Mark Leiter.
I think
Reed Garrett.
okay. So
Garrett, I guess.
let's I think there's a better way of understanding this.
So
There's
we
a
don't go-
closer. There's
yeah.
a closer. There's a setup man, and then there's kind of that like top
Yeah,
group,
the
and
middle
then there's the
relievers.
bottom group.
Yeah, the middle reliever.
The middle relievers for the Mets that are I think are in that like top.
Wait, okay. I got to go back. So we got comments. Sorry, I just want to.
Cardinals will take Alonso.
So forget
My
about that.
dad's
So
crazy.
Soto's better
Don't
than
even
Judge.
listen to
That's not true. Alvarez is better than
No, but it's like okay, they have A and you have B. You know what I mean? Like
what?
the Yankees have the A guy, right? On like lists of right fielders, right? It's like Judge is 1 and like Soto's 2.
But if we're talking, I'm not talking about only batting. You're talking about like just like Soto's an awful fielder.
I know,
Judge is a great.
but when
he's
you
a great
look
right
at these,
fielder when you see him in right.
but
field.
we were looking
mean-
at lineup. That's why I'm just
No,
saying.
yeah,
like,
I'm just saying, but like so like Judge, can we like it's not
Mhm.
crazy. Judge is a better player.
no, I agree.
All around better
No,
player.
I
We're
agree.
just saying you said he was way better. He's not
I-
way
I
better.
Yeah,
think-
you
I
said
think
by a
he's way better.
mile,
I
but
think
I
that-
don't think that's true.
I think that
give it to you
Soto-
that he's
Soto
better.
walks a lot, which helps his OPS. But
Mhm.
um,
But again, we're paying for his
I don't know.
bat.
yeah.
Like when he was on the
Yeah.
Yankees, you weren't saying he was a mile better.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely. I would. He was-
Really?
Yeah,
Nah,
absolutely.
that's hard to believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you, dude. Judge
I
is our guy.
agree that
Judge
he's
is our
better.
guy. You know I'm a homer, and
Mhm.
I'm not gonna pick anyone. Like Judge is our guy. If someone's on a contract, I love Soto, right?
Mhm.
But you all like I'm really interested, not as a hater. I'm really interested in seeing this year him not hitting in front of someone like Judge. I want to see what it's like.
He's gonna have
he's gonna walk a lot, but is
He's
that
done
gonna
it before?
No, I know, but is that gonna produce into anything else? Like on the Padres, like yeah, he was doing amazing things, but like he had Machado. Like
no, I know,
Yeah, I mean,
but
great
the
on the
Mets have
Nationals,
but the
too.
Mets
he's
have
good on the Nationals too.
Lindor.
Yeah,
Good
they
on
had a great
every
team.
Yeah, but
no,
you
he's a
got
great
Lin-
player. I'm not saying he's
Yeah,
not.
he's not in front of anyone, but he's behind Lindor, and Lindor was lights out this year.
Vientos too.
And Vientos, yeah, you can't forget him. And not to mention
you can't
Alvarez.
compare.
Alvarez has a
You
very
can't
high,
co- you
very
can't
high.
compare
ceiling.
Vientos with Judge.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the Mets
point-
do have a potent lineup.
Sure, they have
around him. There's some protection. I think they need one more bat, being Pete Alonso at this
saying
point.
Judge is better than Soto is
No,
clear.
I'm not
Alvarez,
saying that.
But we gave the Alvarez and the Austin Wells a wash.
No, I know, but I'm saying Alvarez could become
Wells-
another potent bat in that lineup.
If Luis Hill wasn't there, Wells would probably win Rookie of the Year
Or Kowser.
or Kowser. But
finished
yeah,
second.
Kowser was.
but still, he was
gross.
still one of the Rookie of the Year candidates. So
Yeah.
I'll
No,
give it
he
a
was
wash.
really
I
good.
think Wells is better, but I'll give it a wash.
Yeah.
Lindor obviously is
They're
better.
both very young. They both have very high ceilings. They could both become staples in both of their
He said
franchises.
the Mets lineup is even, Yankees bias. I don't know. I don't think I'm really having.
he
a-
didn't say
Yeah,
Mets
but
bias.
again, there's
No,
you,
Yankees
you
bias.
know that there's
He
some
didn't say the Mets is even though.
He said even right there.
Lindor. Oh
No, he's talking about one position.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
talking
was
about
was he?
someone,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. All right, I'm sorry.
I was judging the playoffs. I love it.
Yeah, it's
I
the
know.
same comment every time.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not.
that's
They're not
true.
wrong.
No,
It
they're
is.
not.
It is crazy though. How
But okay, but back to what we were saying. The pitching is a wash either way. But the weird middle
I think
reliever
both-
setup things.
I think bullpen is even.
I don't know.
The Mets had
I don't
a
A lot of to be determined.
A
It's
lot
a-
of to be
it's a
determined. But
TBD.
like if you
It's
look at
not over. The
if you look
offseason's
at the
not over
playoffs,
yet.
like the Yankees bullpen was really good.
Yeah, and I thought the Mets were really effective too in the playoffs. The bullpen,
Sure.
the bullpen,
The bullpen,
the
sure.
bullpen looked really good.
I don't know.
Really
I
like
think
they traded for Reed Garrett. I'm
in
a
my
big fan of
bias, like,
him.
you hate the Yankees, right?
Hate
Can you
them.
give you could give the edge to the Yankees as a better team overall?
Just looking at the roster, what we went through.
Yeah.
I guess they're slightly better.
And you're talking
They're
about
not like miles ahead of them, but
you could talk
No,
about like
it's not.
close.
It's
I
a
don't
close
know.
race.
I think having 5 starters across the board. better
No,
than
the
their
starting
5
pitching.
stars is
I think the
crazy.
starting pitching is
but some of their lineup was better. Like it balances out. I mean,
But
it's
like if
not like
Manaea's a bust, right?
okay.
If Manaea just had a great season, right? That
Right.
means you have
one hit wonder.
That
No,
means,
I know.
mean that means you have like Sean Manaea, like where, like playing, like in the 4, like
Yeah, but I don't think
pitching
the
forward?
Mets are done though with pitching. That's what I'm trying to say.
does
it's still only January. I
Yeah,
guess.
sure, we have plenty of time, but like I just,
Again, they could trade for someone like I'm not even just saying free agents. Like they're apparently Michael King is available. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that over the
he's going
weekend.
to the Yankees.
And Cease, Dylan Cease.
He's still, but he's more expensive.
Yeah.
But I agree. But right, there's things open for the Mets to do,
Stuff could
and I
happen
know
next
they're still
week.
active in pitching. Like it's pretty much down to the Mets either getting Pete back or not, and getting pitching, starting pitching. Right. I think the bullpen's pretty much good for the year because they have 2 guys that have really stepped up, and they're these young pitchers that they brought through their system. Jose Buto being one of them, who
Yeah.
can start games. Right.
He's decent.
He's gotten a lot better since he got called up. Every year he's kind of just progressed and gotten better, which has been really cool to see. And this kid, Daniel Nunez, was a kid that came up through the new Mets pitching lab, pitched really well, got hurt. But he looked really good
You
as
know
well.
what? You know what
And
I'm
he
kind of
started-
getting from
they
your
started-
analysis.
They started putting him
There's
in.
a lot of ifs.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
there's
ifs with a lot of teams.
There's a lot of ifs. There's a if this guy, if.
Oh, really? I mean, they just
you just said
they've
9 ifs. I mean, we went through the lineup.
If he
You said
stays
there was
healthy.
4 ifs. There was Alvarez if. There was Beatty if. There was
no Beatty's
Nimmo if. There was McNeil if. They're all ifs.
but there's guys that I know are going to take their spot. It's not like, oh, he has to do well or
But don't
we're
you think
riding
that,
on him.
But don't you think that if you get Juan Soto in your lineup, right? If you get the best free agent in your lineup, right? Top 5 hitter in the league,
Yeah.
top 3 hitter in the league,
Mhm.
that you would want to surround him with not ifs and locks.
No, they're starting to surround him with locks.
They haven't gotten anything.
Lindor is a lock, I would say.
Yeah, Lindor's a lock. obviously.
Nemo's a good bat. Vientos is showing that he can be a great bat.
He had a good year.
I understand that, and he's young, and I want to see it again from him. I'm not totally sold on him, but he's
If.
proven. He's proven.
Definition if.
But there's a lot of ifs with the Yankees too. You can't just.
Sure,
I know,
no,
that's
I'm not
true.
saying there's not a-
Bellinger's an if.
Yeah.
Chisholm's an if.
Okay, but they're ifs with backing, which is some of yours have backing. I
agree.
Vientos is an if with
He's-
backing. Right?
Yes.
Like you're talking about all these ifs. The only if without backing is Goldschmidt. He's old. Like he's very old. I get that. But they brought in a bunch of MVP They brought in a bunch of older MVPs. Right?
I know, but I
Which
mean,
is
listen,
good for a
Bellinger
lineup.
is not the same player since he won his MVP.
Yeah, but he
No.
also was playing with the Cubs. Like, I mean, you don't know what's
Even
gonna happen.
he did that with the Dodgers. It
but he
wasn't
had-
even like it was
he had
still in
the
LA.
wor-
He was
he
an
had the
MVP, and
wor-
then the year after that, he was terrible.
The worst year of his career, right? Which is fine, but he's still a viable MVP. Like
I think there's more ifs with back.
he could be viable, and it's still
I
working
would
out.
I would give Buto an if with backing because he's constantly shown like the past 2 to 3 years since he got called up, the year after that, and now he's only gotten better. It's
You
only
could do it all day with any player.
Yeah,
Every
Yeah.
player
any
is an
player you
if.
could give ifs, but I'm just saying, like, if you just read like this, obviously we haven't seen anyone play, so if you just
Yeah.
read a lineup,
yeah.
it's leaning one way.
Mhm.
It is leaning one way.
But it's
Roster,
close.
yeah.
Roster's leaning one way. I'm saying just reading it,
Yeah.
just reading it.
But you don't know till it's on the field.
Sure.
We
But-
should come back and we got to do our podcast in like June or something.
Yeah,
and
just
then
see where
see-
they're at.
see what the midway is.
Oh my gosh.
But like, dude, you know what? I want to talk about something. We're running out of time, but
Yeah.
what do you think? Like at the Knick game, there was a bunch of Mets. There was the Mets there. Lindor, everyone was
They
there.
had a fan thing, which was really cool, which I actually wish
they
I
were
went
in the
to.
suite, right? They showed them. Everyone, they got booed. It was
Yeah.
hilarious, right? Everyone was there, but Soto. Why?
Soto wasn't at the thing that day.
Why? Everyone else was
I don't
there.
know. I'm not his brother's keeper.
I
what do
understand
you
that,
want
but
me to say?
I understand that doesn't worry you.
Not really, no.
Ooh, that would worry me.
He's on a contract.
Would that
He's
not worry
legally
you?
allowed to be here.
If what? If the whole Cardinal team was out and like someone, our best player, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Not really.
that
Yeah.
would bother me. If Judge wasn't at something, an event.
It almost makes sense because the best player is usually like busy or some shit. Some stuff.
Whoa!
Oh.
Wait, hold up.
It's a Connor alert.
Right.
Whatever. Oh my lord.
I'm in the timeout.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. I really don't care.
It doesn't matter.
It's
I don't
not
know,
a
I'm just
po-
trying to stir.
Yeah, I know you're trying to get
Yeah,
inside. I know.
That's not like that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about like David Stearns getting a starting pitcher. I don't care like Soto wasn't at the Knick game.
Pitchers and catchers. February 11th.
I'm so excited.
I know.
I'm so excited.
But yeah, that was I don't really care. Whatever.
Let's see. I would be worried. More and more, he looks like less of a teammate in my eyes.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. Something about him.
He's delusional.
Something about him. I just don't
This
like.
is what losing Soto does to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sucks. No,
it's
it
like-
does suck.
it's like-
But you know, I've owned. Like,
I know.
He's
I-
withdrawing.
It sucks.
It's
yeah.
withdrawal.
It sucks. It does suck missing out on him. But I'm not gonna also say like I do like
No,
the majority of things we've
the-
done.
the Yankees have-
the
the Yankees have responded in an adequate way.
I think they do.
They didn't go all out, which I agree. There's no reason to just piss money away like
Well,
on
especially
a
in the AL.
gazillion.
Especially
Yeah,
in the AL, at the point when they were making those moves, now maybe they go get someone else. If
yeah,
say
but there's no reason to go crazy in
if
3 days.
Bregman signs with the Red Sox, or if someone goes to the Blue Jays,
Imagine he goes to the Red Sox.
I would make
wow.
a move. I would make a move.
Wow, that would be
That would be it. Would
that would
be
be
another
crazy.
Move. It would have to be another move, another trade that would like lock up that third baseman position
yeah.
instead of like having maybe Oswaldo Cabrera, maybe DJ LeMay. He was awful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Birdie just got.
I agree.
Birdie
Cubs.
just he went to the Cubs, but someone it would have to be a move that you would want. But I like the
Mhm.
moves they did. I like staying away from.
Hello. Oh, shit.
You're good. Why?
Did I unplug it? I don't know.
You're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I cut out my headphones.
No, yeah, I think what they did was adequate.
Yeah. No, I think they
losing
responded.
Soto, for losing someone like that. I think it was adequate.
They responded respectfully.
Do
Yeah.
I don't know if they get the same jolt from these players, but I do think it will service the things that were needed. Because you do get Judge back and right. You have a good right fielder on, a really good right field.
Who's in center? Oh,
Dominguez at the
Bellinger.
moment, or Bellinger, yeah, Bellinger, and then Dominguez in left, I guess.
yeah, that's
Vice
fine.
or
I
switch
agree.
them.
I've always said too to get Judge out of center field.
But yeah, he didn't even have a bad year. It's
No,
the
he
one
didn't, but
drop.
it's
the
just-
one drop in the biggest stage like sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good
it's
year
not
in
even
center
that he
field.
can't play it. It's that you just want him to stay healthy.
Yeah, he has to stay healthy. He'll end
That's-
up going to first base. I mean, Spencer Jones will come in and he'll end up going to first base, something like that. That's what will end
Wouldn't
up
be
happening.
surprised.
Yeah.
He has the build for first base.
Yeah, that's what end up would happen.
Yeah.
That's what would end up happening.
And it's not. It's just for the health reasons. It's not really the ability of his playing. It's that he just needs to. You just want to keep him on the field and or more or less at the plate. Not really.
And maybe he'll win another MVP.
And then go.
Maybe Goldschmidt will too.
Oh my god.
Nah,
What would you do
Goldschmidt is just a
If he actually, I'll be so mad. I'll be so mad.
yeah, Goldschmidt is just Goldschmidt. I think is. I honestly don't mind it if I'm being honest. Like, just take the chance at it all. MVP. Like, you just basically.
Well, they really want.
You're
the kid
basically
from
just
Japan.
take.
Little League ballpark might work out for him.
Little League ballpark. Yeah.
For a lefty, yeah, I could hit one out.
No, I'm joking, I'm
relax. No, but just you're
I
basically
understand
replacing Rizzo. It's almost the same exact player.
It is. Yeah.
It's almost the same exact.
Just
player.
hope. I think he could stay as long as he stays healthy, which I think he has a better
But
track record of that than
But I think
Rizzo.
I think, like you said, they're thinking long term. They want Munetaka Murakami. Like, that's what they really want,
Mhm.
and it might happen. Like,
And
yeah.
listen, the Mets are the same
If we
thing.
could-
They had
if we could get a Japanese player or a Korean whatever, and not have them go to the Dodgers, like, because they're collecting all of them.
it's their
I
AAA
get it.
affiliate.
No, but I
Yeah.
get it.
All of Asia,
I get it. They want to be,
NPB.
I guess, closer to Japan. Like,
KBL, all of them.
I mean, Otani helps, but like,
Well, if Goldschmidt doesn't work out, I know who you got.
Who?
Mets legend Dominic Smith.
Oh my God, he's on the Yankees.
They just signed him like last week.
Oh my lord.
I
I
mean,
remember when
he's
he
not.
came up. I remember when he came up.
We still have Ben Rice.
Well, what I said
Ben Rice
when they
serviceable.
originally
It's okay.
Ben Rice is serviceable.
when I-
Platooning Ben Rice and Goldschmidt, I'll take all year.
when
He's a
well,
regular. I don't know. He's going to take a majority of the at bats though against righties. Like, I don't know.
I
not
thought
that
when
good.
they signed
He's
Paul
not that
Goldschmidt,
good. I'm not saying he's great, but I'm saying, I would take that platoon just for an older guy.
When they
Like,
signed
take
Paul
a young,
Goldschmidt, I was like, all right, this is a great guy to have Ben Rice learn from. So very
Ben
similar.
Rice is. I like Ben Rice.
No, I
really
agree.
do.
And I think they see a future in him, and bringing in a guy like Goldschmidt, who's a proven
Yeah.
MVP caliber player, like is a
That's why I say platoon him.
yeah, I agree to that. But I think that you're gonna what you're paying Goldschmidt to do as well is to pay dividends in the future with Ben Rice and teaching him how to become a great player and how to be.
Goldschmidt's a starter. I mean, he's
No,
not,
he's a starter.
Oh,
can't
obviously,
platoon him.
yeah.
I agree.
No, you can platoon him.
but
for the
let
no,
him-
not for the what you signed. What did you sign him to? 1
No,
million,
nothing.
20 million.
No, no. Something
but
like
you're
that.
like 12,
Yeah,
something like
something like
16.
that, like-
But anyways, I think
It
you're.
would be silly to.
But
platoon him.
I think you're what the Yankees
12,
really get out of
12,
it.
yeah,
no, it's
12.
close.
Um,
What the Yankees really want to get out of it is
but I'm saying
turning
if you want to
Ben Rice
limit,
into
if-
a proper player.
if you want to limit it, if you want to limit injuries from an older player, then you can platoon him with Ben Rice.
Yeah,
Not. I'm not talking about a 50-50 platoon. I'm talking about like a 70-30 platoon.
Yeah, I
or like
agree.
a
if Goldschmidt's bad, then
80-20.
yeah.
an 80-20.
that's different. Then that would change. But I think that having Goldschmidt is going to allow Ben Rice to become.
Ben Rice has a
it's
50,
to reach his ceiling, right?
Ben
See
Rice
his
has a
most- his potential.
58 framing. Shout out. 58 what's it called? Percentile. framing.
catch. Oh my
Caught
god!
one game, I think, 1 inning.
No, he catches in the minor leagues.
Yeah, in the minors.
Really?
Mhm.
MLB, I think he had 1.
That's very funny.
Yeah, he catches in the minor leagues.
That's I did not know.
Went to
that.
Dartmouth. Smart kid.
kid.
Smart kid.
Wicked smart.
Wicked.
smart.
All right. We'll get back to you guys next week. We'll see you guys all next week where we'll talk about the Super Bowl like in full
Yes.
because
Mhm.
we have to. We
Super
didn't
Bowl
do it this week. And
And more
preview.
baseball.
then
baseball's
after the
back.
Super Bowl, we'll talk,
Baseball's back.
the week after the Super Bowl, we're here, I think.
No, is it
No.
President's Weekend?
It might be.
It might be a Monday schedule. So I might be here, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, whatever. We'll
I'll
figure
call.
it out.
I'll
We
call.
got
him.
it.
But
Yes.
we will
To the
be back
election day.
after the Super Bowl to talk about the Super Bowl. If it's fun, yay. If it's Saquon, boo. And then if not, what are we laughing at? And if not, we'll talk about baseball and pitchers and catchers.
Yeah,
Because
There
that
we
will be
go.
like the day after.
yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it
If we do
usually
a show,
like
if we do a show,
there's like a
no,
post,
if we do a
and they
show
like
on
post.
Tuesday, it will be pitchers and catchers.
It's dope.
February 11th.
February 11th. Yeah.
I guess we have to go to Florida.
I have to catch a game.
See you guys
in
next
Florida.
week.
Spring break.